No, you can't overdo the carnivore diet if you do it right. To do the carnivore diet right, stick to the basic rules. The basic rules are: eat until you're not another bite full. In other words, eat enough. Don't calorie restrict. Don't cook with unsaturated seed oils. Only cook with saturated seed oils or saturated fats, animal fats. Don't put sweet tastes in your mouth. Don't calorie restrict. And eat fatty enough. If you stick to those rules, you can't overdo the carnivore diet, because you'll be satiated and you will listen to your body when you are hungry. What people do wrong is they add sugary sauces and spices with MSG in it, and they still use other products on the side, sugary products, and cheat here and there, and a little bit of starch here and there, and they are not strict. With other words, if you eat starch, you basically eat glucose. Like I always say, a potato has about 38 grams of carbohydrates in it, but about 7 to 8 teaspoons of glucose, if the glucose is converted from the carbohydrates by your liver. So with the carnivore diet, you are satiated. With other words, you don't want to eat. You are full if you do it right. But if you are going to add sugary sauces and spices, you might overeat. And if you use other condiments and other things in it, in the food, it will cause you to not eat the right amount. Or they use alcohol. Your body will first metabolize alcohol before it metabolizes anything else. And the worst alcohol that you can use is beer. But even hard liquor without cold drink will hold you back, and it can give you high uric acid levels. So don't use alcohol, in my opinion. But having said that, that is basically all that you have to worry about. Because if you look at my blog, carnivoreway.blogspot.com, you can find it on the photo profile or in the description of this video. You'll see that in video 110 to 113, there are people that have been following the carnivore diet in a strict way by only eating red meat, for instance. And one specific lady, Dana Spencer, video 110, 0 salt, no problem. So it's all about risk. What are the risks that you want to avoid? Is it to be nutrient deficient? Because I can promise you now, all the nutrition that your body needs are within animal products. You cannot mention one nutrient to me that is essential, that is found in plants, that you cannot find in animals, that are essential. There are nutrients in plants, some nutrients that you won't find in animals, but they are not essential. The essential nutrients are in the animal products. So if you consume animal products, you will have all the nutrition. What about the next risk? What about diseases, conditions, syndromes? Let's talk about obesity. Let's talk about metabolic syndrome, hypertension, high glucose levels, high triglyceride levels. Those are the things that we are reversing with the carnivore diet. So then I ask people, how can you overdo the carnivore diet? If the carnivore diet is the proper human diet, it has all the nutrition that your body needs, and it gets rid of the risk factors that I've just mentioned. We reversed up to diabetes within 18 days with the carnivore diet. We reverse hypertension within 2 months with the carnivore diet. Some people even sooner. Insulin resistance is reversed with the carnivore diet. So how can you overdo that? You can't overdo getting rid of your insulin resistance. You can't overdo getting rid of your type 2 diabetes. You can't overdo getting rid of your metabolic syndrome or obesity. So then we go to the third question. What the long-term outcome? As I said, people have been doing the carnivore diet for more than 12 years. Dr. Anthony Chaffee, neurosurgeon, been doing the carnivore diet for more than 12 years. And ancestrally, if we look at how we ate, if all the fridges and all the boats and all the trucks break and all the electricity go away, what will we do? We will become hunters, we will become farmers with cattle and with goats, and we will hunt game, and we will look for the fattiest animals to slaughter. Of course, in times of starvation, people traditionally ate grain, but that we are not in a starvation situation at the moment. The problem with our Western type of diet is that we have the availability of 365 days of fruit and vegetables that are stored in fridges. That is the big problem. So no, you can't overdo the carnivore diet. Don't overeat. Change your relationship with food. See food as an energy source, and then it will go well with your carnivore diet. Only eat when you are hungry, and eat until you're not another bite full. Don't calorie restrict. Don't put sweet taste in your mouth, and cook with saturated fats, animal fats preferably. You can always eat again. You should not calorie restrict. So to my last point, what will you eat? I always ask people this when they say, but the meat, you can't just eat meat the whole time. And then I ask them, what will you eat? Will you eat a lot of carbohydrates? Will you eat a lot of grain, a lot of starch, a lot of fruit and vegetables with a lot of carbohydrates in it? Or will you eat bioavailable, nutrient-dense food that's immediately available to you? So, in my opinion, fatty red meat is the best food that you can eat. It's your choice what you eat, but I'm on the Lion diet, and it's red meat, fatty red meat, and water. I do drink coffee with butter in it, but I don't drink milk, because milk causes inflammation and has 47 grams of carbohydrates in it. So I suggest nobody drinks milk. If you don't eat enough fat, you can feel lethargic, you can feel that you don't have energy, and you can even become constipated. If you can't tolerate more fat, don't worry about it. You'll become fat adapted. But it's one of the things that you can look at is if you don't eat enough fat, it can be problematic. You can become constipated or feel lethargic. So that is, your fat intake is important. Be mindful of eating too much cheese. It can make you gain weight, and it also can make you constipated. It also can take you out of ketosis if you overdo it. The same with cream. Try to stay away from using too much cream sauces in the food, which can make it very palatable, but the extra carbohydrates in it might cause your sweet tooth to stay, your cravings to stay. Milk has 47 grams of carbohydrates in a liter of milk. Cream has 23 grams of carbohydrates in a liter of cream. And cheese, it depends on what kind of cheese you are buying. But there are carbohydrates in there, and it can make you constipated, and it can make you gain weight if you over consume it. Butter has 0 carbohydrates in it, and it's the best to use. It's the only dairy product that you can use without having any doubts about its benefit. It's 80% fat and 18% water and 2% milk solids. 0 carbohydrates.